Welcome back to Horn and Fin Outdoors, and thank you for coming to watch my comparison video between two of my favorite cellular trail cameras, the Tactacam Reveal X Pro and the Tactacam Reveal X 2.0. And like most of my other videos, if you like anything you see in this video, check out the comments and description in this video because I will post Amazon links which helps you find these products easier and make it simple for you to buy them and get one for yourself. Now let's take a closer look at these two trail cameras. Tactacam has been my go-to cellular camera for about the last 3 years now, I think. I was using other brands, which I wasn't quite happy with, and I noticed that a lot of people were saying that they really liked the Tactacam brand. So I switched over and I bought my first Reveal X 2.0, and when I did, I was hooked. And before you know it, I now have, I think, 12 of these cameras between the X 2.0 and the Reveal X Pro. So I wanted to make a little video showing a comparison between the two and explaining some of the similarities and some of the differences between the two cameras. The first thing we're going to talk about is we'll talk about the similarities between the two cameras. When you look at both of these cameras, they pretty much look exactly the same from the outside, okay? The only difference, and the only way you're going to be able to tell the difference just by looking at the front of the camera is right at the bottom here. This one says Reveal X, and right here this one says Reveal X Pro. But other than that, they are identical. They have the same cover, the same front face, the same camera bezels, the same antenna on them. If you turn around to the back side, they have the same slots back here for the straps to go through. They also have the same adapters on the back and also the bottom, so you can use one of these. This is what I prefer. This is the HME trail camera mount, and if you want to check out a review I did of these, I'll post a link up in the corner, but this is what I use to mount all my cameras. So they both have the same mount to go on the back there. Everything looks the same. You open up the door to them and they both use the same battery. This is the Tactacam lithium ion battery pack. I use these in some of my trail cameras depending upon the application. I also did a review on this, so if you want to see it, I will link it up above. However, you can power these cameras with also the standard AA. I think it takes 12 AA batteries. I don't put AA's in any of my cameras at all because they've become so darn expensive and they don't last that long. So I either use the rechargeable lithium ion battery pack that I showed you, which lasts about the same amount of time as AA batteries do, except you can just swap it out with a fresh battery pack and take the other one home and recharge it. So it saves you a ton of money in the long run. But what I use to what I use to power my cameras most are these HME solar battery boxes. And again, I did a review on these. If you want to check it out, I will link it up in the top right-hand corner of this video so you can check out this too. I love these. They both have the same jack on the bottom here. If you remove this little rubber cover, there is a jack in the bottom, and that is where this this external plug is going to plug into. Now you do have to buy an adapter for these. It's not plug and play. Here's the little adapter. I will put a link to that in the comments in the description as well. And there will also be a link to these battery boxes and the batteries and the camera holder in the comments and the links. If you are considering any of these products, check out those Amazon links that I post. And if you want to help me out, click on that link and buy it from Amazon. They pay me a commission. Trust me, it's not a lot of money, but it does help fund some of my videos, helps me grow and make more content. So I prefer these battery boxes. There is also the Tactacam external solar panel that will fit in both of these cameras, and you can use these as well. So you have a lot of options to power both of these cameras. So we've got the external similarities done. Now let's talk a little bit about the internal similarities. So both of these cameras take 16 megapixel pictures, and they both take 1080p HD videos with sound. And you can request high definition pictures and also videos from the app on your phone, and it will get sent right to your phone. Both of these cameras are fully manageable from the app on your phone, so you can change your settings, you can adjust the resolution, you can request HD videos and HD pictures through the app on your phone. You can also suspend the camera, reactivate cameras. You can do just about everything you want through the app on your phone. Also activating the cameras, you activate them on your phone. And if you want to see a video on how to activate either of these cameras, I will post links because I did full review videos of both the Reveal X 2.0 and also the Reveal X Pro, which shows you from start to finish how to get one of these trail cameras, open it up, activate it, put it out in the woods, and get it running, taking pictures for you. And that way you can get out and enjoy the fun pictures you can get on these cameras. So as far as other similarities go on here, both of these cameras will use Verizon and AT&T networks. There is no longer a like separate cameras. You just buy one camera and then you tell it during the setup whether you want to use AT&T or Verizon. All depends which network has better reception in your area. All of my cameras I have on AT&T networks, and I have no problems with all of them. Both of these cameras are also waterproof, or I would say water resistant. I've seen people have pictures of cameras that got submerged in water because they mounted the camera too low along a creek bank or something and it flooded. But I would not try and use this thing as an underwater camera, but they are definitely weatherproof. I put mine out. I have a couple cameras that I keep out all year long, and every now and then I just go there and wipe the lens off to make the pictures a little clearer, and they're all set. The other thing that's similar with these is going to be the SD card that they both use. Both of these cameras, and this is very important, they use a 32 gigabyte or less Class 10 U3 full-size SD card. Um, it's very important that you remember that with these cameras, and just about any other trail camera. Use what the manufacturer recommends you use. I have heard people say they've used larger capacity cards or different spec cards, and you can put them in there and they may work at first. Eventually, they're not going to work. The camera is designed to use a card that is 32 gigabytes or less, Class 10 U3 full-size card. So that's what I'm going to recommend you use. And that same card goes into both of these cameras, and both cameras can use interchangeable cards as long as you use that spec of cards. Okay, my friends, that pretty much covers all the similarities on these two cameras. Now let's take a look at the differences between these two cameras. There's not much, but they are a little bit different. First, let's look at the Reveal X 2.0. This camera costs about $120 on Amazon. It has a low glow LEDs rather than the 2.0 that has no glow LEDs. So there is a slight difference there. The low glow LEDs will show a little bit of red, whereas on the Pro, you won't see any LEDs light up at all. The 2.0 also has a slightly larger detection range than the Pro does. It's got a 96-foot detection range, which is, what is that, 10 yards or 30 yards, something like that? Yeah, 30 yards. I'm not good at math, but either way, it's slightly larger detection range. The detection range on the on the Reveal X Pro is 80 feet, so just a little bit less. When you open up the front door on this camera and open up the front door on the Pro, now you're going to notice where the big differences are, okay? The 2.0 to me is a great trail camera if you're just getting into trail cameras because it is very simple and easy to operate. There is one switch inside here that says off, setup, and on, and then there's a test button, and that's it. That's all you need to know for this camera. So if you don't have a lot of experience with trail cameras, this is a great way to get into cellular trail cameras. Now keep in mind This isn't just for beginners. This camera works great for anybody. I love the 2.0 because of its simplicity. It's very easy to use, very easy to set up, and you can look at it right on the front and know if it's in off setup mode or on. Very simple. The LEDs on the inside here are the same in both cameras, so there's a little bit more of a similarity, but this camera is very simple and easy to use. On the other hand, we have a Reveal X Pro. This camera retails for about $149, so it's about $30 more expensive than the 2.0. This one has no glow technology, so the LEDs don't don't glow at all. You won't see anything in the LEDs while this is taking a picture, whereas the 2.0 has a slight glow to it, not too much. And as I mentioned before, this one has a little bit less of a detection range. It's not something I notice in the camera because I've used both of these and I don't ever say, oh my God, my Pro misses so many pictures that my 2.0 gets. When you open up the front door on this camera, this is where you really start to notice the differences between these two cameras. Now, this camera has an LED screen. Now, the LED screen in this camera, you can use for setting up the camera. You can use it for adjusting the settings. The main reason I like this LED screen is because you can see that red line in there. And I don't know if you can see it here. I'll maybe post another video that shows it. But there is an aiming line and a screen where you can see where this camera is aiming. And that line helps you set up the camera without having to connect it to the Wi-Fi on your phone like you do with the 2.0 to set it up. Both cameras are easy to set up. The 2.0 just makes it a little bit easier when you're aiming the camera. And as I mentioned, you can go in and you can adjust all the settings in here, and you can also use this screen to monitor your pictures when you come up to the camera without having to go in your phone and look at the app. Now, those features are something that I really don't use on this camera. I mainly use my cell phone app to adjust the settings, and I use my cell phone app to check out all the pictures. So I use this screen only really when I am setting the camera up and mounting it so I can look at the screen and kind of figure out where everything's aiming and if I have it aimed correctly. That pretty much covers the similarities and differences between these two cameras. Both cameras are great cameras. I really love Tactacam products. I have used other brands, and by far, Tactacam is my favorite because of their reliability and durability. So again, if you like anything you've seen in this video, check out the comments and also check out the description of this video because I posted some Amazon links which help me grow if you use them. If you don't use them, that's fine too. You get this from somewhere else local. It makes it easier for you. I don't care. It is what it is. But I think you're going to be happy with either of these two cameras because both of them have the Tactacam brand on them and both of them work great. So thanks again for watching my video. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully you have fun with these cameras and you get some good videos and pictures. Hopefully you'll have a great deer season this year. And I wish you guys nothing but tight lines and short blood trails. See you on the next video.